Hey everyone, my name is Catti Sidney, and today I'm going to be explaining how to find the arc length of a free throw in basketball.
America is the birthplace of many wonderful things: freedom, muscle cars, rock and roll, pet rocks, and basketball. In 1891, James Naismith created an indoor athletic distraction for rowdy young YMCA whippersnappers. He had to involve all the boys with a budget of nothing, zippo, nada, zilch. Using an old soccer ball and 2 peach baskets nailed 10 feet off the ground, a small group of YMCA boys began a game that would evolve into a global love affair with slam dunks, snazzy shoes, and tall heroes. What started from nothing has turned into a whole lot of something. But that's America for you, the birthplace of all things awesome.
One of the most successful three-point shooters right now in the NBA is Wardell Stephen Curry II, aka Steph Curry.
Steph Curry on the offensive end. Talk about knocking down tough shots. Continues to separate himself from any other shooter in the history of the game, Mike.
Oh man, history's good! You think he was going to wait and take the last shot? Curry fires from way downtown.
He hit it as he was falling down outside the arc. A three-pointer for Curry. Only Steph Curry could get that to go. Passed around, stolen by Curry. Curry gets it from midcourt, pulls up for a three on the way. Got it! Curry nailed it! He hit a three at the buzzer. Curry with a steal and a three.
But today we're going to talk about one of the most important shots in basketball is the free throw. And I think it's the most important because the free throws win basketball games.
An eventful shoot-around on this Wednesday as the Warriors get set to face the Hawks at Oracle Arena. And we saw another one of the Stephen Curry-Steve Kerr free throw shooting contests after shoot-around. And
to figure out how to make the perfect free throw, you need to find the arc length.
Witnessed Coach
The
Kerr
distance
channeling
D
his
from the free
inner
throw line
Ray guy.
to the
Now,
center
for
of the
contest,
basket
and
is
we'll show
15
it to you
feet.
in its entirety.
Now,
Keep in mind the
Steph
rules:
Curry
2 points for a
is
swish,
6 foot
1
3
point for a
inches,
make
so
that
we're
hits
assuming
some
that
part of
the
the rim,
ball leaves
and
his
no
hands
points
at
for a
around 7
miss.
feet.
Here is
We
the full
also
contest.
assume that the time T it takes the ball to reach the basket is about 0.738 seconds. The equation for arc length is length equals the integral from a to b, or in our case 0 to t, of the square root of the horizontal velocity, or the instantaneous rate of change, which is basically slope, squared, times vertical velocity squared dt. And the dt means the variable we're using in the integral is t. So to find the horizontal velocity, you need to divide the distance between the free throw line and the basket, which is 15 feet, by the assumed time it takes to travel to the basket after it is released, which would give you 20.325. Now to find the vertical velocity, you must first find v using the equation h of t equals negative 16t squared plus velocity times the assumed time, which is 0.738, plus 7, which is the height the ball is released at. To get the velocity, you're going to substitute the height of the basket, which is 10 feet, for h of t, and then substitute 0.738 for t. And then you just solve like a regular algebra problem. So your equation is h of t equals negative 16t squared plus v times t plus 7. So substituting 10 for h of t, you're going to have 10 equals negative 16 times the time, so 0.738 squared, plus v times 0.738 the time, plus 7. So first you're going to do the negative 16 times 0.738 squared, which gives you negative 8.714304. And then plus v times 0.738 plus 7. And then you're going to subtract the 7 from both sides. So you're going to subtract the 7 from 10, which will give you 3 equals negative 8.714304 plus v times 0.738. Then you're going to add the 8.7143 11.714.304 to both sides. So it's going to be 11.714.304 equals V times 0.738. And then you're going to divide the 0.738 from both sides, which should give you 15.873 feet per second. So to represent your vertical velocity, you're going to use the expression negative 32t plus your velocity that you got, which is 15.873. So now we're going to go back to our original formula, which is length equals the integral from 0 to 0.738, which we are substituting for t of the square root of our horizontal velocity squared plus our vertical velocity, where t is 0.038 squared dt. So because doing this equation by hand is such a lengthy process, we're going to plug it into the calculator. So you get your integral sign, and then you enter the square root of, in the parentheses you put 20.325 squared plus parenthesis negative 32 times 0.738 parenthesis plus 15.873 parentheses squared. And then you're gonna, for this calculator, it's d of x instead of d of t at the end. And then you're gonna go back and substitute the 0.738 for your b value and 0 for a. And it should give you 16.05145206. So the average arc length of a free throw is 16.051 feet per second, which basically means that in 0 to 0.738 seconds, the ball went about 16.51 feet per second. So the arc length is equal to 16.05145206. So in other words, in 0 to 0.738 seconds, the ball went about 16.051 feet per second.
Basketball has given me so much, and it's been such a big part of my life. I don't know what I would do or what type of person I would be without it. I mean, I can remember being 4 years old and playing in the street, practicing in the rain, in the cold, in the hot. It didn't matter because I wanted to be great. Basketball's taught me how to deal with life, how to stay strong mentally, physically, emotionally. It taught me work ethic. It taught me so much, and it makes me so happy. It's not who I am, but it is my essence. I don't know what I would do without it. I don't know why I chose basketball, but I'm glad I did.
Like a doctor, when I rock the mic, you got to like the way I operate. I make miracles happen just from rap. I'm so lyrically good, and I blow and explode. All the scene mean, I got potential to make it go then chill. I got you to be the right hand man, my mic stand and the microphone that I own. And it's a matter of time, and I'm gonna, cause I know winter. Go ahead, enter the classic Modi rap that sent ya. Holding your hand, asking your homeboy, yo man, you heard what he said? Hanging out on the block, it's time to wake up, check the clock, punch it. I go on the microphone, daddy's home, so open the door. Playtime is over, time to go. Work the shoulder, suckers in the place and run their face. I take the one, I go. Gotta go.
Number 2, Clara, well done. Number 20, Vanessa Adams. Number 23, Catti, Sidney. Number 33, Mendez. And now the starters for your North High Stars.